Well, that reminds me of something. Have you had any luck with local radio, like interviewing? You know, because they give equal time to candidates.
They do.
They're supposed to. They say they do. Like say WGOW, they give. I know their talk radio. They give equal time to candidates.
Well, talk radio had me on once, and since I was way on my second campaign, after one speech about traffic stops, they refused to put me on, but they allowed me to call in when I wanted to. But now there is, for candidates with no money, there is no camera time.
Right. Right.
And that's one of the things that's going to change. When my locomotive that's here behind me at the Colonial Park in Nashville, I'm going to take the power of that locomotive and I'm going to run through the finance department, Tennessee Election Finance Commission. We're no longer going to take campaign funds. I'm going to find a place where one of those taxes or whatever we collect from a citizen, I'm going to take a little bit of that and I'm going to stick it in a slush fund so I can support my grain for gas program, where I'm going to use duly convicted felon to run my farm. And then when if it works good, the citizens will allow me to give them 3 days versus 2 days for one, and then we'll put some of that money in a slush fund. And each one of these prisoners that we discharge from, they serve their time, they'll have a check coming for at least 6 weeks. And they, instead of just serve your time, throw you in the street, no money, no food. But prior to them going to jail, they had an apartment, they had a car, they had their furniture. But the landlord got all that when they couldn't come pay the rent. So where does he go now? Well, he's going to go down to the convenience store and he's going to hold it up and get a hot dog because he's hungry.
Right.
So it's an endless cycle. So in my program, I'm going to rehabilitate the prisoners to work, hold a job, give them money to every week for 6 weeks or whatever I think would work out fine. And it maybe even be an extension, maybe, because if they were out there really looking for a job, jobs are hard to find. You may not be able to do it, but that's something my men and women that works for me, that's going to have to sit down and iron this all out. But it'll be done very shortly. And then at the same time, all the people that are locked up illegally from a traffic stop over the last 10 years will be removed from the prison, and all records will be squished.
That sounds fair enough.
Because if the person that convicted them broke the Constitution, overruled the Supreme Court, or even our Tennessee versus Puckett case where it says DUI is unconstitutional and you can't look for it. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But the second highest court of Tennessee says you can't do it. So that means you need to stop tomorrow. But it's been 5 years now, and this last week I was in a court system and there's 25 people got arrested for DUI. So they're still looking and they're still stealing the money, and then they pay the attorney high dollar, and he won't even use the Supreme Court, the High Court ruling to get me up. So it reminds me of RICO, the RICO law.
Let me ask you a question. That reminds me of something. What do you think about people who want to legalize marijuana because of the federal war on drugs?
For one thing, the federal government cannot order a war on the citizens, so I'm against it right from there, because we're in charge of them. How can they put war on me or anyone if they're only borrowing the seats they sit in? The seat belongs to us. So, but to answer your question, this is really, I just wasn't born yesterday. I'm 57. I was back in the hippie time.
Yeah.
I guess Carter put it. Clinton. He stepped on this a little bit.
Right.
But what I can't like to say is that here we have cigarette smokers over here, and hey, as soon as they light that cigarette up, you ever look at someone's face when they're smoking a cigarette? they got pleasure. Hey, what about the beer drinker? Hey, and that cigarette that's right on the pack, it's going to kill you, give you cancer. Then you got this alcohol guy over here, and just because alcohol, we have steroids here in Tennessee, we can't outlaw that. Hey, that alcohol came with us from overseas when the pilgrims came. But if everyone, all those group of people, including religion, can enjoy their time out of life, well then, under the Constitution it says, whatever this citizen over here enjoyed, or whatever county over here enjoyed, or whatever this state over here enjoyed, everyone can enjoy it. So I like to say, if the beer drinker can enjoy his state of mind, and if the cigarette smoker can have his state of mind, and this religious person over this, I put God first in everything I do, state of mind, well then the people that look for other things to get a state of mind should have the right to do it.
Right. And see, that's a very logical way to look at it, and I've never actually heard a candidate for Congress or governor put it that way. You know, to me, these are the types of issues that people need to hear you talk about, and not, you know, whether you've got 1 million hits on YouTube or not. That's just me, you know. Because all those videos we see on YouTube, there really aren't that many issues. You know, they really don't show you talking about the issues that much. They focus more on how you speak or how you look or
how you spell. There's really no objective journalism anymore. There's really nobody saying, okay, what is Basil Marceaux? What does he think about this issue, or what does he about that issue? Is it, would he be good for office or not? On those grounds, not how we speak, or because we're not all perfect. I certainly am not. Like I said, I have trouble myself with the English language, but but I really appreciate the interview. I know you're really busy, and appreciate the time. I just want to say one more thing, if I could.
Okay.
I have a federal court case going in Chattanooga, Tennessee, District Court. I need all my, I estimate maybe 10 million followers out there, good or bad, to concentrate your thoughts on the judge of the courthouse down there and make him hear my case.